a very warm welcome on the Skillslash second day training. How many of you are excited? Many of you, right? Right. So something that we did yesterday, we will keep it one-on-one communication, so that one-on-one to many communication, so that, you guys can take the best out of this workshop. So a quick recap of what we have done. I hope you can hear me loud and clear. Can any one of you confirm? You can just say loud and clear in the chat if you can hear me very well. Everybody, can you hear me loud and clear? Yes, yes, yes. Audible, loud and clear. Audio is good and you can hear me loud and clear. Brilliant. That is one of the very, very important things. Thank you so much, Khushbu and everybody, for letting me know. That's okay. Thank you. All right. So a quick recap of what we have done till now. As part of our first day, yesterday, we've looked into the different fields of IT in which we can start our career. So now we all know that the developer, the tester, the product manager, the project manager, these are the different roles in which you can start your career, or you can either switch your career, right? So this is something which we have already covered yesterday in the yesterday's session. Now what we're going to cover next is, what we're going to talk about next is, we are going to talk about, and then yesterday itself, we started with the Power BI. We did good progress by installing the Power BI, and I hope now that everybody has the Power BI installation done, up and running, set up on your systems. Am I right? Everybody has the setup done. Is there anybody who could not do the Power BI setup up and running? Okay, so that was a kind of a home assignment. I showed you the link how you can do the setup of Power BI, and I hope by now every one of us have got the Power BI setup done on our systems, right? Having said that, we then moved on. After the setup, we then did a comparison on the Power BI and the Tableau, right? And now most of you know what is the brief difference. Both of them are business intelligence tools, with the differences that the Power BI provides you much more strong backend data manipulation feature as compared to Tableau. Power BI has 1 GB data limit in free version of the Power BI. So something which we download was a free version of Power BI. We also discussed that Power BI covers most of the data sources which are available in Tableau, right? So these were a brief comparison in terms of costing, the money, that the charges that it takes you to do the Power BI. Power BI is just $9.99 US per user per month, making it much more cheaper than the Tableau's desktop profession version. And then after doing this comparison, we started looking into how to download and install, and I've given you a basic idea of how the Power BI works. Whenever you're working on the Power BI, first step will be to connect to the data source. So this is how you can start your Power BI. Once you have started your Power BI, you can all see that this is how you can connect to the databases. Let me just put a maybe later over here. These are the different options we discussed yesterday from where you can get the data. Let's say you are a data scientist and you have a huge amount of data present in the Excel. How will you import it? You will import it from the Excel. You might import it from your database, which is a SQL server. You might want to paste the data into the blank table. You want to try a sample data set. These are the different things that you might have to do, right? And yesterday, and you can see that there is an option, get data from another source. If you click on this get data from another source, there you will see multiple other options through which you can connect your database and your data as well as the Power BI. So Power BI has a very exhaustive mechanism of connecting your database. All right, everybody. So see, when I click on this other sources, you can see from an Excel, it can fetch the data from text and CSV file. Salman Khan, beautiful drawing, but please not on the on my clip. I'll just clear this. You can do basically, you can make beautiful drawings once we start the AI. I know it can be an accident, isn't it? That's okay, no problem. So what I'm going to do is, I was just telling you the different options through which you can include, and many of these things you might have not heard, but see, Power BI is very, very powerful tool through XML, JSON, SQL Server database. How about your data is very small and your data is on the Access database, IBM DB2 database, the Netizza. Have you heard of these, some of these terminologies? And if you keep scrolling down all the way from the top, you can see Azure, the Dynamics, the Common Data Service Legacy, Azure DevOps Server. So you name a data set, you name a place from where the data can be fetched, and you will see that it can be fetched from literally any amount of database. Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes of time. Can you all try to see what are the different options? And then let's go on quickly to the next bit. Today's session, as I promised, will be a very fast forward mode, but I don't want to go so fast that you're not able to digest. So please try this. All right, done everybody? Okay, so what all did you explore? Now tell me, I've given you at least 4 to 5 minutes. Now tell me, what did you explore in this area? What all were the different options that were there? Oh no, Palukri, I'm not speaking. I wasn't speaking at that time. I'll give you ample amount of time in between where you can practice these things as we go. It's not just, I'll just quickly show you the concepts. Okay. So you were not able to speak, hear me because I wasn't speaking. Very good. So Ahmed, you found out that Denodo is one of the various data sources. Yes. Now, you know what you have to do. You don't have to, if you want to get a very good expertise of this tool, you don't have to stick yourself to only to Excel sheet or no. If you know Python, why don't you integrate a Python script with Power BI, right? If you know R, language R, why don't you integrate it with the R script? So this 4-5 minutes of time that I gave you was to explore different options. Obviously, considering the time, we sat for 2 hours yesterday. We are going to sit for just 2 hours today. So we cannot cover all these options. Vipul, very good. Vena was totally new for you. So you know what your assignment is, what your homework is, what your takeaway today is. You should all sit down and try to explore these different options. Try to link your Power BI tool with multiple options. People do this mistake. They just integrate it with Excel sheets. No. You can integrate with the data flows through the Romler. Okay, so I leave it up to you. Sushma, you also found something which you have never heard of, right? So I really want all of you to please try on this area. How did you open this? You open it by get data from another source. Okay. Now, considering the time for the training, we will be just limiting ourselves to a CSV file, but it's not that you need to just limit yourself to that part only. All right, everybody. Now, basic charts in Power BI, any chart you have to create. First, what is the first step? You will first of all create, you will link it first of all to a data source. You will then choose what kind of visualization and the fields, right? So yesterday I showed you a bar graph, a pie chart, couple of charts, and today one by one we are going to start making those charts. The very first chart that I gave you for one of the assignments, the team also shared the assignment with you, isn't it today? So the very first thing that we need to discuss here is a stacked bar chart, right? If I want to talk about how much time I spend on the different activities in a particular day, what I can use is I can use a concept of stacked bar chart. So let's say, you know, the x-axis represents the days, the Monday, the Tuesday, the Wednesday, the Thursday, the Friday, and the y-axis is denoting the 0, the 50K, the 100K, the 150K, and then the 200K. Instead of this, you know, that they have the hours, the number of hours I'm spending on a particular task. Then in that particular case, the subcategory and the sales will be replaced by the time that I'm spending and the number of days. So stacked bar chart is utilized to represent a particular situation where you want to represent the multiple data in one go, right? So let's do one thing. Now I want everybody to import the data from the Excel. And remember, I shared that Tableau data set, that sheet with the name, the data set. Can you all please connect with it now? And let's do these steps together. Yes. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to import the orders. I don't want to change the data. So I'm going to just say load. And as I click on the load, all done. Now, what is the next step? What we're going to do next? We are going to just click on the load and the entire data will be loaded. So please do these steps and let me know if it is done. Okay. Now, once the entire data has been loaded, you will find out that in the fields section, you will get the entire fields. And now what we are going to do as a team, we are going to all make a stacked bar chart. Can we all quickly do that? The main advantage of the Tableau or the Power BI is it helps you to create the data sets in a very, very small duration of time, right? So how did you do that, guys? Stacked chart, have you taken, everyone? Yes, take the stack chart. The steps are, I'm going to just quickly repeat. Just click on the new visualization or the new visual. From there, you can select the stack chart. This is the stack chart, which is ready. In the x-axis, under the orders, you will be selecting the options for the sales. Take the sales on the x-axis. You can take the different categories on the y-axis. And I'm just randomly dropping some values to see and generate a stack chart, right? So the count of category and the count of the sales, you can see I've got generated. Obviously, if you change the values there, you will get a different graph. So that's how a stack chart gets created. Now let us try to explore other charts. Pie chart again is one of the very intuitive charts. This is how you create the pie charts. Let's move on to the next thing, which is the donut charts. We kind of looked at it yesterday as well, how the donut charts are built. The funnel chart. The funnel charts are again very useful, very powerful charts that we create. After the funnel charts, the next type of chart that we have got is the ribbon chart. Does anybody know the physical, the practical significance of a funnel chart? What is the practical significance of a funnel chart? The filtration. Very good. Excellent. For the filtration. Now, the next thing is there are some things that you might include. There might be some things which you might exclude. So for example, this is the stack chart, and then the right click on any of these bars and right click on include will include some of the elements. And let's say you want to exclude some of the features, you can also exclude it. So let's do it with any of this. This feature is available on any of the graphs. So how about, I take a graph like this, where I am representing the x-axis as the category. The y-axis is nothing but the sales. So I'm going to drag and drop the sales on the y-axis, and I'll get the categories, right? Now, remember, I told you there is one option where you can zoom in, zoom out, or this button, if you press, everybody, this is the focus mode. What will happen with this focus mode? Please write it in the chat. Excellent. It will have, actually, the point is here, it will exclude it, right? So many times, you might have some data which you don't feel comfortable to include it. You can just kindly remove. Okay, that is what they exclude. And one thing you have to remember, that when you are excluding any of the entities, if I click on this, can you see this? It says excluded category, furniture category. Can you see this one? So whatever you are removing, it will show you that it has been removed. You can move it, you can lock the filter, you can hide the filter. It will come when you click on this particular option. Clear, everybody? Any questions? Okay, let's move on to the next one. The include and exclude feature is available in every single thing. We are going to now talk about the basic charts in Power BI. Export data from the chart. Let me make it a little bigger and show you. When you have a bar chart or a stat bar chart or any of the chart like this, whenever you are right clicking on it and you say show data point as table, it will generate the data table corresponding to that particular data. I'm going to show this thing practically to you, so it makes much more sense and you are able to visualize it easily. Okay, so this is what I meant. Let's go back. Exporting basic charts in Power BI, exporting the data from the chart. So this is the chart that I have. I will right click on this, show data point as table. So what happens with this option? All right, everybody, show data point as table. So if I click on show data point as table, does it give you the information in the form of a table? Yes, I hope everybody is trying this with me. Very good. Now click on back to report. As you click on back to report, what it does, it takes you back. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Include and exclude is in clear. Export of the data is clear. Now let's move on to the next one. Tabular data in Power BI. That is the tables. How do you create the tables? Let's delete this visualization and let's see what it is doing. So I'm going to delete this visualization. I'm going to draw a table, everyone, and I expect you to do these steps with me. Select this table option, and from this selected table option, can you help me generate exactly the same chart where you have subcategories, sales, profit, and quantity? I'll give you 2 minutes. See, are you able to generate exactly the same table? Okay. Looking at the charts, I see many of you have done it. Steps, Roshan, you want me to repeat it? Okay, I will repeat it. I will repeat the steps. Can you share yesterday's and today's session? Tejaswini, the recordings are already given to you on the link which is shared. Okay. The content will be emailed to you. So what were the steps? I will repeat. Some of you wanted me to repeat. I want to create a tabular format like this where I've got the subcategory, the sales, the profit, and the quantity, isn't it? So what I'm going to do here is, this is the table that I have. When you click on this table, can you see the different columns and all the information? So here, from here, if you start putting the different elements. So can you please drag and drop the categories, everybody? And can you also drag the subcategory, everybody? So category, subcategory, put the sales, category, subcategory, sales. This is the information. Now can you all try once? So this tabular data has got created. While step number 1 is this table that you have to select, then whatever columns you want to add. Okay, I hope now everybody is clear and you have completed it. Done, done, done. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So tabular data also helps you to get good visualization. This is what it helps us to do. And these are the different things. You can change the font size, the text size, colors, and these are the different options. You can see you can change the column header size. You can make the grid vertical or horizontal. You can make the header as bold. You can have the field formatting done, and you can change the background color. Now, another thing that I wanted to show you over here was, this is the next thing. That is the default aggregation, which is the sum. But this default aggregation can be changed to the average or the count value. You know, whenever you're making the tables, this is the table I've made. Can you see by default, it is giving me the total, right? This is the total, this is the total. But if you want to modify it, you can modify it. You can change the option as remove field. You can change the option to average. You can calculate the minimum of the number, maximum, count, distinct, and count. Count will count all the elements. And but let's say, you know, there is one element which is present multiple times, and that element is exactly the same. In that particular case, count distinct will give me only the distinct value. So let's say in the table, there were elements which were chairs. And let's say this number 617 came multiple times. But you want 617 to come only one time to be in the calculation. So in that case, you can do count of distinct, right? That will help you count it in that way. So these are the different options which we have got. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now coming to tabular data in Power BI metrics. Now, you know, this table that I showed you, let me go to my Power BI. This table which I showed you, there is one more thing which is called as a matrix. If you select the matrix option, what difference you will get between a table and matrix? It looks quite similar, right? The matrix is similar to table only in the look and feel. The only problem is in the case of the table, the duplicate values are displayed. They are not aggregated, right? On the other hand, a matrix makes it easier to display data multiple dimensions. So matrix will automatically drill down your data, and it will automatically aggregate the data and give you the output. That is one really very big benefit of this, really big benefit. Is that clear, everybody? Is it making sense? Yes. So that's what the matrix do. Now, there are different matrix hierarchies which you can do. So, you know, like in an Excel sheet, we can expand and collapse the field of a feature of a field. Similarly, we can do in this also. So they are called as our matrix hierarchies, right? So in the Power BI also, I will give you an example and make it much more clearer. I have got the east, the west. Let's say this is sales being depicted for Amazon.com, right? Amazon, let's say, has divided the sales into different zones. So let's say there is a east zone, there is a west zone, there is a south zone, there is a north zone. And Amazon wants to find out what are these different zones which are available. Okay, there is east, south, west, and north. So in the east, how many sales are there? In the west, how many sales are there happening? And per category wise, how many sales are happening? Okay, is that making sense? So that things like this, you can put it in a matrix. Okay, is that clear? Praveen, thank you for sharing the YouTube link. Many of you were asking to share the yesterday's recording. So Praveen has very kindly shared it. Praveen, thank you for this help. And if you go to this link, you will see the yesterday's recording. Is that clear, everybody? Yes, so this is the recording which you can see for the yesterday's session. You can see my screen, Power BI tutorial, April 22. Is that clear, everybody? And this, if you scroll down, you can add the Telegram link. If you want the Telegram link, you can get it from the team. And this is the session. Is that clear now? No problem with the recordings and anything, right? Okay. So matrix hierarchies. So matrix hierarchies are very useful. Particularly, it helps you to accumulate all the information in one go. Let's go down. We then have another thing which is called as the line chart in Power BI. Whenever you want to show some trends, whenever you want to show some information, you can do that using the line chart. I'm giving you this as a quick assignment now. Can you all locate a line chart and draw exactly this line chart that I'm showing it to you? If you think about it, the answer is on the chat only, on this PPT only. Can you see that, everyone? The answer is on the slide. You have to take the order, date, year, quarter, month, and day. Legend is the region, value is the sales, and information should come something similar to this. Can we all try this? Okay, how many of us have been able to do it? Linda done, Roshan. What about the x-axis and y-axis? See, on the x-axis, you can take the year, and on the y-axis, you can take the sales. That is what you can do in this case. Okay, does that answer? Okay. How do you locate the line chart? How do you locate the line chart? Let's go to the Power BI. This is the chart. This is the visual. And see, this is the option where your line chart is there. So you can create the line chart. Obviously, my data is not very good. But if you plot it using this option, the first option in the second column, you will be able to make a line chart very easily. Something similar to what I have shown you. So that's how a line chart gets created. As the date field can be used in the line chart, it can also give you a feature of auto hierarchy. So I gave order, date, the year, quarter, month, and the day, and the legend. I can add here the value or the sales, and this is how I can add the information one by one. In order to create the area chart in Power BI, that's again very easy. I can give the order date, the year, the quantity, the month, the day, the date. All that information can be added like I have added. So this is that area chart. It's an enhancement of the line chart, but it gives much more better clarity, isn't it? Area charts. So here it is telling me 2014, 2015, 2016, and 17. These are the years, these are the sales. The purple category is the office supplies in my chart. The orange category is the technology. This blue is the furniture, right? And the light purple is the office supplies. So this is how this entire information is displayed. We then have another type of chart which is called as a combo chart in Power BI. Now, what is a combo chart? Combo chart is a combination of the line and the column chart. Can we all locate where exactly the combo chart is there? Very good, Vipul. It is a combination of two charts. Combo means combination. So combo chart is a combination of line and the column charts, and it is also considered as a dual axis chart. What is the benefit of it? It is used to compare the two measures, the line and the clustered columns. That is the benefit. So you can all locate the combo chart, and can you tell me if you have finished creating this? Try it on your own. Are you all able to make this combo chart? Excellent. Some of you have already done it. So what is the option? Let me show you. In order to draw this combo chart, you will select this option. Can you see this line and stacked column chart? Please select on this option. Or you can have a lined and a clustered column chart, multiple column charts, or you can have a ribbon chart. These are the different ways you can create these options. What is the next kind of a chart? Let's have a look. This is another combo chart where you have a line and a stacked column. Line and a stacked column. This is another type of chart. Scatter charts. Does anybody know the physical significance, the practical significance of a scatter chart? Anybody knows this? Scatter charts, practical significance. Anyone? Excellent. When you have to get the population density of a place, you know, in India, how much population does a particular state has? How much more population a particular state has? So all those things you can get it through the population density of a place can be very easily denoted with the scatter charts. Here I wanted to, in my data chart set that I had, I wanted to display the different categories. So I had the category of the furniture, the office supplies, and the technology. And can you see the different colors, everybody? Machine learning, it is used. Yes, how the values are distributed. Vipul says that it's the extent of correlation. Excellent. So these are the different places where you can. So what do you learn from this? That a scatter chart was created for the multiple categories for the furniture, office supply, and the technology. Okay, clear, everybody? Right, let's go on to the next one. Next thing, there is another thing which is called as the waterfall chart in Power BI. What is a waterfall chart? Why is it called waterfall chart? Simple, as you can see in my screen. Right? So waterfall chart, it looks like a waterfall. That is why it is called a waterfall chart. First of all, that is the main reason you should remember. Now, this waterfall chart is used to show you the trend. You know, in the year 2012, how were the sales? In the year 2014, the sales for the total sales were 50K, less than 50K. The technology went up to 60K. Office supplies, furniture. In 2015, what is the trend? In 2016, what is the trend? So that is the benefit of creating a waterfall chart. So in the waterfall chart, for analytical purposes, whenever you want to show the increment or decrement, or you want to show the sum up value, in those cases, you will use the waterfall chart. How do you create a waterfall chart? Very simple. Create on the new visual, and then from here you will see this option which is called as a waterfall chart, and from there you can create a waterfall chart. Is that clear, everybody? No questions around this? Brilliant. Excellent. Very good. Let's go on to the next one. Tree map in Power BI. How many of you have actually seen a map like this, a tree map? A tree map. How many of you have made it like this, tree maps? So tree maps is again one of the very, very powerful tools that we are using. And in a tree map, you can do multiple things. In a tree map, I wanted to show under the technology category, machine has how much sales. The accessories has how much sales, right? The tables have how much sales. The office supplies has how much sales. See, category wise you're telling, and within the categories there are some subcategories which is giving you an information here, right? So technology wise sales. I hope that's clear, everybody, how it works. Gauss chart in Power BI. Gauss charts. Now this is something which you have seen a lot. Can you tell me where do you last saw this Gauss chart? The Gauss chart. Yes, the speedometers, all those places where you can see the Gauss charts, polls, exit polls for to see how much satisfied the customer is or not, right? Right, everybody? So exit polls, there are a lot of practical areas where you can do speedometer, election exits, how much is the customer satisfied, correct. Good options you have given to me. So this is that option where you can create the Gauss charts, very powerful charts. Again, I wanted to see the profit and the budget profit, right? I wanted to see the sales and the profit by market. So sales and profit. I wanted to create sales by market. I wanted to see from 0 to 519, how much is the value. So these things are very important, right? Now let's move on to the next. Cards in Power BI. Now what is the benefit of the cards? Cards are the indicators which give some values, could be numbers, text and date. Now what is the benefit of the charts? The cards gives you a very nice pictorial representation of the information. So whenever it comes to the cards, you know, many times there will be some information which might not be very easily readable. So for example, if I show you, this is the different information that I wanted to show you of on the map of India. Is it giving you much information? The answer is no, right? It's not giving you that much information. But if I say that they were, this could be an example of a COVID example, right? So rather than these big boxes, which is giving you the information, if I wanted to say that 49K total confirmed, easily readable, correct, Param, very good. So 49K total confirmed, 14K cured and discharged, 1694 deaths. So easily you can read it. And how do you create a card? So if you see these options in the Power BI, This is that option, cards. So for representing this, my previous chart, if I do Control Z, representing this chart, if I just click on the card option, 1, 2, 3, is it giving me the information? Correct. Is that clear, everybody? Cards. So you can create cards with numbers. You can have cards with text added onto it. So if I want to create cards with text, what is the benefit? So I've got the accessories, the tables, the count of subcategory, count of the subcategory over here. So accessories is the first subcategory. Tables is the last subcategory. Count of subcategory 9994 and count of subcategory 17. This is called as cards with text. Right, understood everybody? So accessories, tables, the 9994, 17, first subcategory, the last subcategory, the count of subcategory and count of the subcategory. This is all the information that has been displayed. So as I told you, if you are using cards with text, that really gives you a very good information in a pictorial way. You can have cards with dynamic text. So cards with dynamic text, for example, I've got phones, copiers, binders, and this is another binders. This is the sales by region, and this is the region. This is the west, east, central, and south. And I'm showing over here the sales by region. So you can see in the west region, the sales has reached to 0.7 million. The sales in the east region has reached to somewhere around little less than 0.7 million. So again, this is not very easy for me to understand. However, if I have these cards with dynamic text created, it will give me much more better clarity. So phones and copiers and binders and another binders, right, everybody? Is that clear? Any questions? We'll be going on to the break for 10-15 minutes in 3 minutes. If you have any questions, please post it on the chat. All right, done everybody? Clear? Cards with dynamic, I don't see much queries. Okay. The next thing is, the final thing is cards with dates. You can add cards with dates, everyone. So for example, here I'm showing that there is a card with the date Tuesday, March 18, 2014. So what am I actually trying to show here? That this is that date. Isn't it, everybody? This is Tuesday, March 18, 2014. This is the technology band. This is the furniture. This is the office supplies. This is giving me sales by category, where I got 0.9 million, 0.8 million, 0.7654. And this is that card which is giving me the date. Okay. You can have cards with relative dates created. You can have multiple row and column cards created. So over here, you can see there are multiple rows and column cards created, where you have got accessories, information, vest. This is a multiple row column card. This is accessory, copier, phones. This is vest. So this is how another cards can be created. So we'll go on a 10 minutes break to refreshen ourselves. It's been an hour. You want to see how you want to do it? Yeah, definitely. So as we come back from the break, I can show you the options. I've been already telling you how to make it. So you can see over here, for example, cards in Power BI is option, right? So this is what you all have to do. You need to just select the card option. Once we come back from the break, I'll show you also. You will select the field, subcategory and profit. And then you will all do is add drill down fields here if you want to add the filter. So once you come back from the break, I can make this graph and I can also show you, not a problem. The next thing that we are going to look into is the concept of the filters. Okay, that is what we are going to work on, which is the filters. So there are a lot of filters that are available. I'll share my screen, everyone. And I hope you can see my screen. There are a lot of filters in Power BI. You can have filters on all the pages, all the graphs that you create, be it a bar chart, any pie chart, any kind of a funnel chart that you create, you can have filter. Now in the filter chart, this is the category versus the sales that we are showing, right? So that is what is the category versus the sales. So over here, you can see that I have selected the filter option. And in that filter option, I've got category is furniture, filter type is basic filtering. So first of all, what you need to do, you need to get the category and entire stuff. And then this furniture category is given to you. Chairs, table, the bookcases and furnishing, the information is given in the funnel chart. And then I wanted to add a filter to it, right? So these filters can be added in multiple ways, right? And now what happens is, if I wanted to drill down the Power BI, how I can drill down? I can just select this option. I can put the categories in the category. I can put the office supplies and I can add the subcategories here. And I can add 224K, 203K, 100K. So you can see that these are the office supplies. In the office supplies, I've got storage, binder, appliances, paper. So let us do one thing. Let us go to our Power BI tool. Let's delete this option. Let's click on a new visual option. Can you do these steps with me, everyone? Just click on the new visual option and I will wait for all of you to do this. And I hope everybody has done this, right? It was a small job. Just create a new visual. Now what I want you to do is, I want you to add the categories here. So what I want you to do is add the category, as you can see on my slide. This category added here. Now what I did over here is, I dragged the category from here and I have put it on the filters on this page. Select the category and drag and drop it on the filter type. Can we all do that? When you drag and drop it, you will see multiple options. Do you want basic filtering or advanced filtering? For now, we'll just leave it at a basic level. We'll click on the option furniture. We'll click on the option office supplies and we'll click on the option technology. And can you see that these are the different values which have been given to you? 2121 is for the furniture. The office supplies is the 6026 and technology is 1847, isn't it? So that is what we have tried to add it here. So we've added a filter over here. Now, the next thing what we are going to do over here, in order to generate a graph like this, in the x-axis, I want all of you to drag the category. In the y-axis, I want you to drag and drop the sales. Can we do that, please? Yes? Everybody is able to do this? Okay. So in the x-axis, what I'm going to do, I'll repeat the step, click on the new visual, add the new visual. You've got the sales and the category added. In the x-axis, you've added the category. In the y-axis, you added the sales. And just before that, all of you remember, I had got the filters on this page, right? In the chat, please put questions if you have any. Janvi, any questions, anyone? Roshan saying, ma'am, only accessories is showing. Which graph you're saying? Pinda, all good. Brilliant. So thank you for letting me know. And I hope you all have got this graph. So sales versus the category, you've got the technology, the furniture and the office supplies being displayed. Okay. Now include, exclude, you already know, I've already explained you. Anytime you can right click, show the data as table, or you can include or exclude. And you can always put a check on this. You can always put an analyzing option to see what it is doing. All right, everybody, is that clear how the basic filtering can be applied? We applied the basic filtering based on the category. So please complete this and then let's move on to the next one. Okay. The next thing that we are going to discuss now is the text slicers. Yes, there is option to change the colors as well. You can right click, select the option for the color. I'll show you that as well. So here, what we are going to discuss is what are slicers in Power BI. Right on the Power BI option, you will see something called as an option like this, slicer. Can you all see my cursor? I'm taking my cursor to this option, slicer. What is a slicer? What does a slicer do? Slicer is nothing but an interactive filter. Okay. And how do you create a slicer? Let's have a look at it. So what I'm going to do over here in order to create a slicer like this, let's do some steps. I'm going to delete this graph. Everyone, please click on the new visual option. And can you all drag and drop? It is very difficult to search the item. So what you can all do is you can just search here. You can select the region, drag and drop here. Select the region. Drag and drop onto the filter like this. One second, my cursor is, yeah, drag and drop over here. Then the next thing that we will do is the segment. Select the segment and add it to the filter. So did you get two options, everyone? I repeat the steps. We will add, there are two categories we will add in the filters to this visual. We will add two. One is the region and the second thing that we will add is the segment. Region and the segment. I hope everybody is done till here. So that is the filter on this visual. And if you scroll down, there is an option of filter on this page. Filter on this page, please select the category. Done? Fabulous job. Good job. Now we need to add some fields here, right? So those fields we will be adding. So you can see that there is a x-axis, category wise sales. So let's drag and drop the category from this option. And let's take the sales. Okay, I'm going to zoom it out now. So what do you see? The category wise sales for the different products like technology, category and office supplies. These are the filters. I select, I just want to have office supplies and technology. I can get it like this. I just want to have the furniture. Select it. You will be able to get only the furniture. So see how you can apply the filtering. Filter, like any other filter, will help you get the information for a particular graph. So filtering is very important. Corporate, home office, you can see the graph changing, everyone. Yes. So that is some of these things which you can apply. So there are two types of filtering, basic filtering, and then there is one more, which is the advanced filtering. In the advanced filtering, you can specify in much more detail as to what you want. That is again very good thing, right? Linda simply loves it. She says it's awesome. Good. It is awesome actually. Power BI is awesome. How many of you think it's awesome? Excellent. As I read through the chats, many of you say that you are able to see multiple options. You are saying that you are able to see options like contains, does not contain, starts with, does not start with, is not, blank, is not blank, is empty, is not empty. So see, these are the different levels of details that you can see in this case. You can have contains, you can have does not contain, you can have starts with, you will have is not, is blank, is empty, is not empty. So let's say I wanted to say show me those items when the value is actually what? The value is furniture. And see, you can put some clauses. You can say and or. So in an and or like any other condition, if in the case of or, if either of the condition has satisfied, it will give you a true value. In the case of an and, both the conditions should be true. In the case of an and, both the conditions should be true. In the case of the or, it will check it as not blank. The output is not blank. Brilliant. So everybody is done till now, is not blank. So is that clear, everybody? The data and all, every information is clear. Any questions? Ma'am, in mine categories corporate rather than categories furniture. That's fine. That's fine, Roshan. You can select any category, that doesn't matter. So in the advanced filtering, you can apply conditional filters, right? That is what you're doing. Okay, Shubham, the way you teach is awesome. Lovely. Shubham, welcome to our training sessions. Please join us. It'll be wonderful to have you. People like you, so enthusiastic, so eager to learn. And I cannot believe you're not talking to me. You're just chatting with me. But still, it's a very interactive session, I believe. Imagine in a small batch where you will be also talking to me. So there'll be a different interaction, isn't it? Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's quickly spend the remaining 30 minutes. I cannot believe it's been already 1.5 hours. So I want to cover the remaining charts also today. Unfortunately, I won't be able to show you those charts. Why? Because, you know, on my laptop, I have got the free version. And all of you also have a free version of this Tableau, right? You don't have Power BI. You've not purchased it. But we still want to see what will happen if I buy the advanced version, what all things I can do. And if you really think that for your project, for your data analysis, those things will really help you, you should then consider buying that product. Okay. So these are the different filters that we have got. As I told you, the simple filter, basic filter, and advanced filtering. Now let us go back to our PPT. So advanced filters are clear. Now, you know, slicers are nothing but the interactive filters. You can have date slicers added onto your Power BI. See what you do in the field, you will add the order date, simple, right? In the order date, you can, if you drag and drop this from 1st of March 2014, I want the information till 5th of April 2014, that can be dragged and dropped like this. So, you know what will happen when you just drag this option, you will see that this graph will tremendously change. This is one very big benefit. So that is the drill through option. Okay, that is very useful. So these are the advanced slicers in. And then you can have numerical slicers where, you know, let's say you set up a slicer for profit. So can you see this option? Filters on this visual, profit is all. So here you will say minus 65999 to 8399.98. These are the filters. From the left and right, you can drag and drop and you will get the corresponding information. Now coming to advanced charts in Power BI. As promised, as I told you, I will show you the advanced charts also in Power BI, but I will not be able to kind of make it and show it to you because we are using a free version of Power BI. But in Power BI, you can import the advanced charts as an add-in. You can add it as an add-ons to this existing versions, and they are actually developed by people like you. Can you believe it? You can create the advanced charts and you can contribute to this society of Power BI. So other developers, other people who built it, those are available as add-ins and you can add it. And how do you actually access them? You actually need your corporate email ID. or you need your college, or you need your university email ID to sign in. As you can see, if I just click on this option, for the advanced charts, I actually need to sign in. If I don't sign in, then I'm not able to access it. So this option on the top right corner, do you see this button icon? It's showing that Priyanka is a guest user here, right? But if I have the ID, I can give that email ID and I can then have the access to all the different advanced charts which are available. Okay, Preet Kaur, thank you so much for your kind words. So that is what you can do. Now let's scroll down. Let's say we have got this email ID and we signed in. Then what are all the different charts which are available? Once you have logged into the Power BI, you will be taken to the App Store for the Power BI, where you can see options like radar chart, drill down, the HTML content, right? Very good question, Madan. You want to share your work without signing in, you need to sign in for that. If you want to generate reports and all, you need to sign in for that in Power BI. So these are some of those charts. So let's look at some of these charts. Animated bar chart race. Animated bar chart race. Can you tell me what would be the significance of? Yes, Vijay, it is not possible. Thank you for letting know. What is the benefit of animated bar chart race? On this graph, let me make it little bigger. And I've got the answer. Sales by subcategory, and the year is on this axis, on this legend, and it is telling me that the copiers, the bookcases, the accessories, the tables, the storage, the phones, and the chairs, these are all the different options that I've got for the year 2016. So how did they actually behave? That is the animated bar chart. Again, we cannot make it. You might have some options like this. This is called as a word cloud. Have you seen this word cloud anytime? Yes, very good, Rashmi ma'am. That will help you to understand the progress year-wise, quarter-wise, how much progress we are making. Even companies like Infosys and TCS and all the big IT giants, they use the charts like this to see how much progress we have made over the quarter. That is the big benefit. Right? So any change over the trend, it will tell us. Now, what is the benefit of word cloud? Have you ever seen that? Where can you use word clouds? Please put it in the chat. So much so I want to hear from you. I'm helpless. Yes, Roshan, we have got consultants available that can direct you to me and they can help you speak and they can help you guide you to the best career path in your life, right? So yesterday, Miss Mandvi, she told you that we've got free counseling, so you can definitely attend. Okay. Now, coming back to my question, what is the benefit of this? The other day, I saw one of the portals, they were doing some online survey. Okay, and around 1,000-1,500 people were logged into that portal. So the very first question that portal asked was, which part of India are you from? Which part of India are you from? And people were from Madhya Pradesh, people were from Maharashtra, people were from Kerala. So they literally asked to enter the states. And you know what happened? If there were more people from Karnataka, this graph, this word cloud showed it bigger. So in this case, this New York seems bigger, right? So that means many people are from New York. This Maine, for example, is a very small, or Iowa is a very small. So it's the bigger it is more stressing some information. It's telling you that more information is there. Okay, is that clear? But make sure when you, if you really want to do this, you need to make sure that you're signed in, and then there is one option which is called as word breaking option. That section should be on. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you one more chart. I always encourage my delegates to think first before I give you the answer. It might just give me one option. right? But can you observe this and tell me where exactly you saw? Write it in the chat. Where do you see an option like this, everyone? Very well done. Some of you answered it correctly, actually. No. The question was, where exactly you want to see? Where exactly do you see graphs like this? To see the trends, the infographic. So whenever you want to make your reports very much beautiful, you want to show some infographics. In those cases, you will create this infographics. This is showing you the trend, but it is showing you just in a very beautiful way. Okay. There is next one, which is called as the play axis, which is the dynamic slicer. There's a play button, stop, pause, forward, backward. There is an option called as scroller. I would love to show you all them practically in a minute. I'll just go to a website and I'll show you. You've got the scroller options. Now, these scroller options you see every now and then in the news channel. When did you see the last time the scroller option? Election polls. Yes. How is the trend of the election polls? Which party is getting the most number of graphs, isn't it? Very good. Or what else? The scores, the cricket scores, right? So, or the party winnings. So these are different places where you will see this, isn't it? So these graphs are also available only once you sign in, because they are advanced versions. These are advanced visualizations which are created using the Power BI. Okay, is that clear, everybody? Can we go to the next one? Okay. In the next graph, as you can all see, so this option is clear now. This is something you can get again with the consumer and corporate. Within the south, you've got consumer and corporate. Within the west, you've got consumer and corporate. And within the consumer section, you've got technology, furniture, and the other. Can you see the difference, everybody? Similarly, under the east region, you've got corporate, consumer. Within the consumer, you have the technology, furniture, and office supplies. So these are the different informations you can get. And then the next thing is coming to the different options. Oh, this graph Stellin I cannot show you because I don't have the paid version of the Power BI. So all these graphs I was not able to show you. That's the reason. You might not be able to also see them because you all installed the basic version, isn't it? I don't think anybody purchased the Power BI. Has anyone purchased the Power BI for self? Not because of for your company, because we should not be using that for the training. Did anybody purchased it from their own purpose? No, you not purchased it, right? So there is no point. You'll not be able to visualize them. That's what I was saying. Okay. Brilliant. Time to go to the next graph. Now, there are a lot of other things which you can do with the Power BI. You can insert a picture, a shape, a text box, a button, a action URL, the navigation, the bookmarks, the drill through. This is how you insert the objects. You will click on the option insert and you will add object. So you can see I have added some options on this graph which shows the Google, Learn Bay on YouTube, go to Learn Bay and more on Learn Bay. So these are like a button. If I click on this button, it will show me that in meaningful information. So what kind of information can be added, can be inserted? You can add a picture, you can add a shape, you can add a text box, you can add a button, the action URL, you can add the navigation charts, the bookmarks, and the drill throughs. Bookmark action in Power BI. You can add bookmark actions in Power BI. You can add buttons, you can add selection pages, you can add actions. You can add the region, category, subcategory also. Action will be performed on all these buttons. That's the whole idea. Now, coming to the next very powerful thing that you can create a Power BI. Power BI helps you to also generate reports, right? And what is the benefit of a report? Report is a combination of multiple visuals. Within a report, you will have multiple visuals that you can create. That is again very, very powerful thing in Power BI. All right, everybody. So report is a combination of multiple visuals. Over here, you can see I am creating a superstore profit summary. And I have got these different options. I've got select all, Alabama, Arizona. These are all the Kentucky, and these are all the states. What it is actually showing me, the profit summary. How much million sales have happened? How much million thousands of profits have happened, the quantity sold, the discount which has happened, and this is the profit by the year. This is the profit by the subcategory. So these are my copiers, my phone, my accessories, paper, chairs, storage, and appliances. This is the profit by the category. This is the profit by the segment. This is the profit by the region. Understood, everybody? So profit by category, by segment, by region has been displayed and you are able to visualize it. I hope it's making sense. Right. How do you publish on the Power BI service? Power BI, one of you asked me, how can I actually share the report, right? That was a very fantastic question asked. I will explain it to you now. You can publish on a Power BI service. So Power BI service is a kind of a sharing tool which helps you to share the visualizations with the other users. If you want to create a Power BI service account, you need to, first of all, you need to publish your creation. You will click on home publish, but before that you should have an account created, which is very, very important, right? Okay, time for some questions. Is it possible to create interactive dashboards in the free version? Yes, interactive dashboards can be created, but again, Rashmi ma'am, there is a very limited things that you can do. Madhuri, you can purchase this for practice. That's not a problem, but see the cost involved is too much, right? If you want for practice, you can purchase. That is not a problem. Okay. So then we will, so let's say, I created this wonderful visual. This is the report and I wanted to share it with my senior officials. I wanted to show this, the information. So how I can do is I will scroll down and explain it to you. There is an option of home publish. So as I go on to my Power BI, this is an option home. And because this is a free version, if I click on this publish, I just click on publish. So what it tells me, we need to purchase it. So if I click on get started, it will ask me to sign in. Okay, so I'm stuck. I need to buy this tool to publish it. Yes, the cost is $10 per user, correct? 9.99 per user. Okay. Now, if you want to publish it on the Power BI service, imagine you are doing the same thing on the Excel. Yesterday we did a very brief comparison of making a graph on an Excel sheet and making a graph on the Power BI. So if you think about it, I want to do the graphing on the Excel sheet. What do I need? What do I need? First thing, I need the Excel sheet itself, right? And that Excel sheet will help me draw the graphs. Second thing that I will need in here is some email mechanism or some sharing mechanism through which I can share. So you need two things, right? The Excel sheet, you need to draw something on the Excel sheet, and then through which you can share. You definitely need all these things, isn't it? Now think about it. In Power BI, you do not need anything else. Why? Power BI helps you to draw the diagram. Along with that, let's say every Monday morning around 10:30 a.m., you want that the updated graph is sent as a report to all the stakeholders of the company. In this case, you don't have to do that manual effort at all. No manual effort needed at all, guys. That is the whole big benefit of this. Are you able to understand? You can use the concept of Power BI service in which you can give the instructions to your Power BI tool that every Monday morning, 10:30 a.m., this is the list of all the 50 email IDs to which this updated report will be sent, right? Imagine there is a stock market result that changes every minute, every hour, there is a different result, isn't it? So what you want is that every minute, every hour, whatever updated result is there, it should be shared. So in this case, you don't have to email it. You can schedule and it will automatically send it. Correct, Bhupesh. Very good. Okay, so these are a couple of things where another thing on the timing I have already told you, isn't it? We discussed that if it is taking you 4 minutes to create a pivot table in an Excel sheet. So this is my Excel sheet, right? Where all my information is there. So in that Excel sheet, if I select the pivot option, it will take me roughly around 3 to 4 minutes. In the case of Power BI tool, it is much, much faster. Okay, so these are some of the advantages. It's an occurrence we can create. Shobana, very good. Thank you for sharing that information. So you can publish it to the Power BI. You can add comments, you can subscribe, you can share your information. You can create multiple dashboards. All you need to do is, if you want to add a visual, you just need to pin the visual to the dashboard and that will do the magic. So dashboard can be created through My Workplace. This is how the interactive dashboards can be created in the Power BI tool. Roshan, you want to see how you can increase the font size and the other things. What is the difference between Excel and Power BI? These two questions I will answer. So with the fonts, guys, this option is available here only in the formatting option. Let me find it and show it to you. So this is the new visual I wanted to create. Okay, I'll show you the font. So let's say, oh, it says I've not loaded the data. Okay, but we had it, right? Maybe we have opened the wrong one. Okay, this is the correct one. So I wanted to increase the font, right, guys? That's what you are asking. Let's find out. This is the part which helps you to add the data to the visual. Can you see this, Roshan? Format your visual. Yeah. So here you can put all the formatting options you want. You want to change the color. You want to change the data labels. See, all these things can be applied. Let me go back to report. Let me make some changes and show you. Very good question asked. Now scroll down. Data labels is off. You will turn on. This toggle button, you need to make sure you on it first. Open this. Where you want to apply all the settings. You want to apply it to all, right? And here are all the things. You want to give a background. What kind of a background you want? Color. So all this formatting can be very well applied, guys. You got the transparency. You got the plot area background. What kind of a background you want? You want the image fit background, right? What kind of transparency? Then there are some general, and you can see you can add some visuals, some tool tips and this. So in order to just to answer your question, you will click on to format your visual option and you can do all the modifications, and you will not believe me, but the Power BI gives you an opportunity to modify each and every single thing that you see on the graph. See, I wanted to change the sales by category to a different color. Did it allow me to modify it? Answer is yes. See, all I wanted it to be in a blue color or maybe in a green color, something different color. So I'll select this in the red. Can you see the difference? So whatever you see on the graph can be modified. These units that you see, even these units can be modified. The category, the way it is written, the legend that you see, if you want to add anything to the tooltip, you will go to the formatting option and you will make the modifications. See the wallpaper changes. So these are some of the things I want to leave it to your capable hands to explore and find out how you can best use the tool, which is Power BI. All right. Time for some questions. Let me go to the chat and read all your queries. Okay, there was one more question around the difference of, thank you so much for your kind words, everyone. So now coming to the difference between, somebody asked me the difference between the Excel and Power BI, right? So there are a couple of options that we have got for the Excel and Power BI. The first option that we've got is the first difference, as I just explained, is the time duration. The amount of time which it is taking us to draw a graph on the Excel and the time it takes us to make it on the Power BI is tremendous difference. Okay, it's a tremendous difference. So that is one main difference. Okay, now let's go on to the further graphs. Dashboards in Power BI. So just have a look at it. You can create interactive dashboards like this. You can pin to your dashboards like this. And that's all. These are some of the wonderful things that I wanted to show you with Power BI. Now, I really love this link. I will share this link in the chat with you. If you look at this, you can see that Power BI actually has a huge amount of things that you can do with it, right? So just click on this link. I will answer Rahul's question. Rahul Pandey, what is the difference between a data analyst and a business analyst? What a beautiful question asked. Whenever we say somebody is a business analyst, the main role of the business analyst is to bridge the gap between the customer, between the clients and the team. That is the main difference. He will help you bridge the difference, the gap between the clients and the customers. So the main requirement, the main reason why we hire business analysts is to make sure that they can understand the requirements from the customers, convert them into meaningful user stories. That is the main idea. Data analyst, on the other hand, will analyze the data, will try to get the meaningful insights from the data. Okay. Raja Varapu, can I apply filters to the dashboard? The answer is yes, we can do that. Okay, few minutes left. I just wanted to show you some beautiful other things which you can do with Power BI. This link, I have shared it with you in the chat. So whenever you have time, just read it through. So we now know that the layered and stacked charts can be created. The bar and the column charts can be created. See, you can club the different charts in Power BI. Data analyst is actually a good job, and it's a very well paid job as well. Yes, somebody asked me that question. You can have multiple rows card. Here, how many rows are there? 1, 2, 3. How many rows? 1, 2. Single number. You can have combo charts created like these. You can have the decomposition trees created. You can have the donut charts. You can have the beautiful funnel charts created. You can have the gauge charts. You can create the key influencer charts. The KPIs can be created, the key performance indicator, right, which tells us how much progress we have made towards a particular goal. We want to see, I set a target for myself. How far am I? How behind I am, right? Then we have got line charts. We discussed basic maps can be created using the Power BI. ERG GIS maps. This has taken us beyond the presentation of the points. See, such a beautiful graphs, gorgeous informative map visuals can be created to show your census data, to show the heat maps, the spatial analysis. So these links that I've shared with you, this further has some more links linked with it. That's the reason I directed you to the Microsoft.com website where you can go and read more about it. So if ARGGIS really influences you, read about it. See what it actually can show you. And if you still find this is so interesting and beautiful, why don't you buy the advanced version of this and practice them? Maps like Azure Maps, field maps, the shape maps can be created. The matrices we already discussed, pie charts we discussed. Power App visuals can be created. And you can also do some question and answers visuals, right? What is the total score by city? What is the total sales by category? Imagine your product asks some question and answers from the user that can be created within minutes if you're using the Power BI tool. The R script visuals can be very easily created. R visuals, the language R. Similarly, Python visuals can be created. Ribbon charts we discussed whenever you want to see the highest and the lowest. The scatter, the bubble, the dot plot charts can be created. What else? Scatter high density. Right. I just want you to visualize. I know we've got less time, so we are not able to plot all of these. Then you've got the slicers. I want to see in the month of May how much rain has fallen down. So I select May and it shows me the rain. Smart narrative charts like these can be created. Many times we have seen this graphs, but we don't know how to create it, right? Power BI is the answer. You want to add some standalone images. You can create some tree maps. Waterfall charts we discussed already today. So these are the different graphs can be plotted. Okay. So let me do one thing. One more time in the chat for your comfort. I'll put this link one more time. Brilliant. Okay. Any questions, any doubts? Okay. Some of you want me to share the PDF straight away, isn't it? So let me do one thing. This PDF is for you guys. You will learn from this PDF. There's nothing more that will give me happiness if you are able to practice through this PDF. So in the chat, I can drop the PDF, PPT, but the team will also share it with you. Okay, this, as I said, this is for you. This is not for me. This is for all of you. Power BI PPT I'm putting. So if you just stop for 1 minute and don't type anything in the chat, don't type anything in the chat. I'll drop it 2-3 times so that you can download it from here. The team will also share it with you, or you can download it. Are you able to download, guys? Yes, are you able to view it? And let me also give you the data set. Very good. You are able to download. That's a relief. And let me give you the data set also so you can practice. Now, you know, with the data set, there is not much big problem. The data set, you can practice it from anywhere. There are a lot of data sets which are available from where you can practice. Okay, Vipul, you're not able to download? Some of you are, some of you are not able to. Sushma, you're not able to. Okay, wait for the team. They will, as I said, they will share it with you. I'm not sure why some of you are not able to download. Tableau data set also I have added everybody. And the Power BI also. Okay, some of you have got it. If you have joined through your phone, you will not be able to download it. That makes sense, right? From your phone, or iPad or tablet devices, if you are logging in, you will not be able to see. Okay, Rahul, where can you see multiple data sets? Very good question. I can just answer that quickly. All you need to do is just, Rahul, search for data sets for Tableau or Power BI. You are doing Power BI practice. Just search for this option. Just scroll down. You might find some Excel sheets. See, get samples for Power BI. There are 7 Power BI data sets available. on data.world. So this is the place where you can download. I'll put this link also in the chat. Sushma, you will get it on the email also, not a problem. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm glad most of you got what we wanted. All the others who've joined from phone and other devices, it's okay. Please don't worry. It's absolutely fine. Don't worry. You will get the details. Okay. Now, time for some questions. I really want to hear from you the questions if you have. If someone has the basic knowledge of Apache Spark SQL, what jobs he can apply? So see, in this case, you can do one thing. At Skillslash, we have got a full Python module. After Python, there is machine learning, stats, and all, slowly making you ready for the data science. As per my experience, data science, data analyst is one of those teams that one of those roles which you can apply for even if you have been working in a totally different career. So only if you've got good maths, a basic maths, good knowledge you have, plus the programming language you have, rest you can leave all up to us and we will take it forward from there. Okay, so that is one of the very promising career. Can a mechanical engineer apply for Power BI developer? The answer is yes. Why not? Okay. Rahul Pandey, data analyst and business analyst. I think this I answered already. Business analyst is somebody who will write the requirements. Data analyst is the somebody who will basically analyze the data. So in the interview, what kind of questions are asked for Power BI? Something that we covered, right? Plus you can research, you can find out interview questions on the Power BI. Okay, they are very basic level only, depends upon what is the need of the company. If they need a very expert person for the Power BI, their question levels might increase. Power BI is used for big data engineer role. Correct. That is also correct. Yes, Roshan. All right. So considering the time, I would like to conclude the session. It was such an amazing time with all of you yesterday and today. And I've thoroughly enjoyed the session. I hope you got to learn something from me in both of these days.